Hi, my name is Matt Wisniewski, and I'll be talking about what heavy metal is and why it's
So we started this project for the TED Talks in September, and we began the project with the students trying to identify 5 different topics that they found very interesting.
We wanted them to pick something that they were passionate about because it would make it more interesting doing the research, because otherwise if you have to research something that you don't really care about, then it makes it a little harder.
Then they had to actually go and find reliable sources for each of those 5 topics. That way they could eliminate the ones that wouldn't have enough information about it. They eventually brought this down to 3 topics that had the most reliable sources. And from those 3 topics, they chose 1 topic. Then we began teaching the outline and what an outline was, and they had to do a pretty significant outline. Do you think it was pretty significant?
Yeah, I think that they didn't believe how much they really needed, of how much information they needed to be able to do a 5-minute speech. They kind of thought, oh, I know this stuff, but once they actually looked at the outline and were able to break down the information, it helped them what they needed to have in their paper, what they didn't need to have in their paper to help them with their speech.
And then from the outline, once that was graded and evaluated, they began a 5-page report, research paper based on the outline. And they found also that they needed to supplement that. Once they finished that, they took the research paper and they began creating their speech. They had to find a twist on it and follow the guidelines that TED sets up. There's 10 commandments that TEDx sets up that speakers have to follow.
Each student had to choose a topic they were passionate about and relate it to at least one other discipline, while putting a newer, innovative spin on it. Each project required reading information, expository writing, speaking and listening, research, and standards from at least one other discipline. So for example, one student chose to report on basketball and related it to calculus, while another reported on music and related it to history.
Hi, how y'all doing? My name is Aki Odom, and what I did was I did on music and how it can help change your life, and then I mainly talked about how music can help you. It's something called music therapy. What it was music dealt with trained professionals. What they did was, like, back when World War II was going on, like after the war, soldiers, they was like affected a lot by like all the stuff that happened. So they be the shell shock, or what they call now post-traumatic stress disorder and stuff. So what they did.
Good morning, my name is Ines Cordetto, and I'm going to talk about global warming. When you hear global warming, what do you think of? Do you think of outrageously high temperatures, winters with barely any snow, or do you think about the commercials where they show the polar bears walking over the ice? When I think of global warming, I think of these high temperatures. And I also think of summers where it's no fun anymore because the heat is so bad. Because of global warming, storms have become much stronger. For example, Hurricane Sandy was the strongest hurricane to ever hit the Atlantic coast. It killed 253 people.
My advice for starting a new project is to pick a topic that you're comfortable with and one that you can relate to or have a backstory to. Don't do a topic that's hard or you just want to do it because you like it. That's my opinion.
Hi, my name is Carl, and I'm here to talk about how baseball changed the equality movement. Now, baseball...
When I was younger, my mom and my grandmother were always in the kitchen cooking food. So I remember this one day I was in my room on my laptop, and through the vent I smelled this wonderful aroma. So I went downstairs to go check it out. So I went in the kitchen, I said, Mom, what is this type of food you're cooking? She said, I'm cooking Southern style food. So I said, okay. So she had...
Hi, my name is Jamar Thomas. I'm here to talk about how music relates directly to you and influences you.
To tape each other and find out how much 5 minutes were.
Yeah, they didn't realize that just talking and saying and anything that they thought they were supposed to say, they realized after trying to do the tapings and watching themselves that they needed much more work than they thought.
The hardest part about the project was having to write a speech exactly 5 minutes. That was really hard. Some people ended up doing it 3 minutes, 4 minutes, but it was really hard doing exactly 5 minutes.
The easiest part of the speech was the research, pretty much. Everything else was hard.
How you doing? My name is Jose Soto. I'm pretty much going to talk to you about how the project went, the preparation, what basically what it was consist of, and just pretty much it was kind of like a real difficult project. Just had to make sure you had to just stay focused. Had to make sure that you wasn't really camera shy, and if you was, you had to like kind of like deal with it, and just pretty much just do your project and just go from there.
When you're doing it, you can't like hesitate. You just got to do it as if you're talking to somebody else, and just go with the flow.
It was like rocket science. Rocket science. It's not a joke. Be ready. Be ready when it comes.